Even as a young kid, my mom used to take me to auctions. And I kind of got the bug very early about just buying cool stuff. And I remember one of the first big things I bought, we were at an auction in Jeffersonville. My mom left the room and she came back and I said, "Mom, I bought that post office wall." And it was this old brass, you know, all the little boxes, and it went so cheap. She says, "We can't even fit in the station wagon." I said, "I gotta have it, it's just so cool." As it turned out, by the end of the night, I had 2 offers and I sold it for double the money. I said, "You see, I took care of it." And from that moment on, I realized I could get things, but I could sell them. And I started collecting. What I really like are graphics, but I really got into signage. There's a big thing now about people collecting signs. So through the years, I've collected so much. You know, it started also when I was working as a plumber. We did have an advantage then of finding things under old buildings, under the bungalows. Some of the soda bottles were found there because people used to toss them underneath to get rid of them. The collection just grew. Then, when I became a building inspector in 1987, then I got to go into a lot more older buildings. And actually, I know a lot of historic pieces that were going to be buried because part of my job was to clean up thousands of old bungalows and hotels just in the town of Fallsburg, which I was the building inspector of. So I used to have to do a report for the town board, and I'd go in, I'd take pictures, and I'd show them the bad stuff. But in the course of those inspections, I found hotel items like keychains and things that were left behind, sometimes bigger items. I said, "This is history. This has to be saved." And I just started collecting those items. Now, some of the items in my house in the collection, for instance, there's a theater seat over here. That theater seat was taken out of the theater that used to be in the village of Woodridge. It was called the Lyceum Theater. And the bank next door bought the theater because they needed parking. We saved about 30 chairs and we put them in a building because we didn't have storage then. Unfortunately, they all got ruined for various reasons, but I said, I'm saving one of them. So that's an aisle seat because it's got the 2 lights on either side. I reupholstered it. So that's the last remaining seat from the theater, and I have these 2 unbelievable Art Deco lights outside from the theater. So the collection has just grown. I have a huge postcard collection and brochures. You know, I have the switchboard from the Regal Hotel, which is extremely rare. I mean, I've got that slot machine in the front porch. It came from the Catskills, but I guarantee that sometimes they had to hide it when the feds would show up. I'm sure if that machine could tell some stories, it would have some great ones. But I think the signs are what's, to me, the most unique. I have telephones from the Pines Hotel, from the rooms. I didn't bother taking the furniture because I have limited space. I know if I had a huge barn or a warehouse, I would have had it filled up. Obviously, it's a piece of history. It's Catskill history, but it's also the 40s and the 50s. I just want to save this stuff for people to enjoy. On every road, there was a resort, whether it was a bungalow colony or a hotel. It was an unbelievable time period. If you have interest in preserving the Catskills, please make a donation to the Catskill Resort Museum. Help us out. I've got the pieces, but you all can't come to my house on a regular basis. We need to put it someplace, and the Resort Museum is a wonderful project.